Most people are familiar with tables in Word. They'll often go to the Insert tab, and from Insert you can choose Table, and you have a variety of options with columns and rows, etc. You can choose Insert Table or Draw Table, or choose from the quick tables that are available in Word, which have got predefined layouts that can be quite useful for things like calendars, etc. One of the challenges associated with choosing to insert a table using this method is you'll notice it creates columns that are uniform. They're exactly the same width and they live between the margins. Sometimes that isn't what you want. So I'm going to show you a shortcut here for tables to insert a table in your document, and then a couple of quick tips and shortcuts to help you work smarter and not harder with tables. So what I'm going to do first of all is come back to the Home tab, and I'm going to switch on my Show Hide button. This just shows or hides non-printing characters. Let's just say, for example, I needed to do some minutes from a board meeting. I could put in a plus and press some spaces, and let's say that first column I really only need to put something like a number in it. I'll put a plus. Then in the next column what I really need is a bit more space to put in text or a description, and I'll put a plus. And maybe the last column I just need a few spaces, just enough to put in a couple of initials like an action item. Now you'll notice I'm not quite at the edge of the margin yet. Watch what happens when I press the Enter key. Word automatically inserts a table. Now, I recommend that you use tables as opposed to tabs. One of the reasons for that is this little marker here. When you've got all your data inside a table, it makes it much easier to cut and paste it or to relocate it. So in here I could put number, description, and actioned. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, that's great, Donna, but most of the time when I create a table, I want more than one row. Well, when you're in the last cell of any table, you simply press the Tab key and it will automatically add on another row. So you can continue on and put all your data in as you would normally do it. Couple of things you need to know about a table. If you click just inside one of the dividing lines and you try to resize, you'll notice how the description box is selected. If I resize it, because that's all I have selected, Word assumes that's all I want to change. So be careful if you need to change column widths that you don't have any data selected or any cells selected, and you can simply resize by dragging. So the plus space plus is really good if you know visually what you want your table to look like. The other thing that's really useful with tables is if you're not sure whether this table might go onto another page, or perhaps other people are working with it as well, rather than copy and paste this heading for the top of the next page, you can go to the Layout tab, and on the Layout tab, one of the options over here is Repeat Header Rows. By switching that on at the start, it means that if this table actually flips over onto another page, it will automatically replicate these column headings, which is really useful. You also have a variety of different options to change your text direction, for example. So if you had a column that just needed to have a Y for a yes or an N for a no, for example, and the word that was the heading was quite large, you could shift the direction of the text like this and resize your column so that you had data just like that. And then you could resize this column here. I'll pick it up from down there and make it a smaller column. So it's worthwhile exploring this area. Other things that you can do are through the Design tab, you can choose predefined layouts and shadings, which make it easier for you to read or manipulate or view your data. If you don't actually want the lines, you can click on it, and through the borders area, you can click in here and choose no borders, and then what you see on the screen is just straight grid lines that will help you line your data up and make it easier to work. So that's working with tables in Word 2016.